Why do I feel like I'm sitting cattywampus? I feel like my porch is tipping or something. Yes, I'm not. And what a background. Everything is in disarray. Well, that's okay because I'm in a mood. Good morning. Hi, B. I was sitting here talking to myself, looking over my shoulder at what is behind me. I have a work in progress. And I was like, well, that's a pretty tacky background. How are you this morning, dear? If you saw the title, I am in a mood. And sometimes when I get in a mood, I just go live on YouTube to talk to y'all, my tribe, my crew, my peeps, my YouTube friends. And right now it's just me and you, baby. How you doing, B? I'm waiting on your chat. Oh, did I? I didn't even turn on the chat. There it is. B, we can just sit here, just the two of us. And you can listen, if you want, to me saying, I'm in a mood. Oh. And with a tacky background, we'll go in a minute. Hi, Sister Blue Size. Hi, Patty Barnett. Oh. Let me get a puff or two here. Darlings, as usual, when I go live, I have absolutely no content. Well, I do have something that I might be able to share. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to dox the person who is emailing me regarding Jessica Page Kemp, 32 years old, missing here in the state of Arkansas. She was primitive camping over around Lake Ashbaugh in northeast Arkansas. Most of you, I think, are aware of it because I've talked about it here and I've been making quite a number of community posts. But I hadn't made one in several days because I was waiting to hear from my source, who is involved heavily in the search itself, like boots on the ground. Hi, Michelle. Pam Fogel. Hi, honey. I hope you're enjoying your visit with your daughter. But I did receive an email last night from one of the people heavily involved in the search for Paige Kemp. So I could probably have the camera pointed at me and pull up the email on my desktop and give y'all a brief update on that. But other than that, babies, I have no content. If you noticed the title, oh, by the way, hi, I'm Susan. If you're new, welcome to Lip Lock No More. I tried to be flippant and lighthearted with my title. Hi, Carrie. It's not a hot water heater. I'll explain that phrase here in a moment. But the part, I'm in a mood. I'm emotional this morning. So I'm live on YouTube. Hi, Super Sensible with Sage. Patty, honey, I beg your pardon, y'all, the early morning thing. although it isn't all that early. I've been up for several hours. Hi, Chroma Reels. Hi, Cali Cat. For one thing, I've been watching way too much tit for tat, this for that, back and forth drama between some creators here on the platform. I've been watching way too much of it, like I'm oversaturated with it. And quite frankly, I'm okay. Let me give y'all, if you're new and you haven't noticed the about, I do cuss a lot. So if you have young ones within earshot, please switch over to earbuds, earphones. Oh, it just started raining. Heaven is crying. Anyway, I do tend to cuss a lot, and the F-bomb is likely to fly. So I wouldn't want any little ones, to hear the language that can sometimes come out of my mouth. And babies, when we get inside, I'll try to do a better job of saying hello to you. Hi, blue eyes dumplings. Hi, little horses. I've been watching way too fucking much. The last several days of the give and take between stuff going on in a sector that some of you are in and you will know what I'm talking about, and some of you aren't there and would have no idea what I'm talking about. So I think today what I need to do is back the fuck off of that shit. And find something more uplifting, encouraging, and yeah. But what I was going to say in the welcome, if you're new, hi, I'm Susan, and welcome to Lip Lock No More. Generally speaking, when I go live, it's lighthearted and frivolous, silly, some comedy, some this, some that, because that's the kind of channel I am. But I'm really in a mood this morning. Emotionally, I'm on the verge of tears. Not only because of all the drama that I have allowed myself to get absorbed in, which I am detaching from till it's over. But my upload this morning, my short for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Let the rain come down. Let the angels cry. Let heaven cry. It was the song I chose. And when I replayed it while I was washing dishes, something swept over me. Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. Somewhere out there, someone is saying a prayer. What's today, the 4th of June? In 11 days, unless Summer Wells is found before, we will be marking the 4-year I don't want to call it an anniversary. That I don't know what to call it. This may have been a bad idea, y'all. This might have been a bad idea for me to go live. Give me a minute. There are no updates other than when last month Leslie Earhart, the public information officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, did an interview that was uploaded onto YouTube. I shared it. I'm sure you all saw it. And she talked of Summer briefly. I'm sorry about the traffic noise. We will go in here in a minute. Ms. Earhart did let us know, the public, that Summer's case is not cold. She said that there are agents, quote, constantly working, close quote, on Summer's case. Constantly working. And she's fucking out there somewhere, y'all. She's out there somewhere. If there's anyone listening or watching that is not familiar with the case I'm speaking of, let me just reiterate. Summer Wells, her full name is Summer Moon Utah Wells, was 5 years old when she went missing from her home at 110 Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community near Rogersville, Tennessee on the 15th of June of 2021. She reportedly had gone down into the basement of the home to play with her toys, and there's an exterior door there. One Ten Ben Hill Road is extremely rural. It is in a very rugged and mountainous area of Tennessee in Hawkins County. Present on the property, in the home and around the home at the time of Summer's disappearance, sometime in the early afternoon hours of June 15th, according to the TBI, were her mother, her grandmother, and her 3 older brothers who were and still are minors. Although her 3 older brothers are in the custody of the state of Tennessee, and they have been since July of 2021. As so often happens in the very early and initial reports of the missing, there are conflicting reports. Some reports say that she was last seen outside her home by her brothers. There was a report that said she was seen at 7 p.m. on the road. There were 6 varying reports from her mother as to what she was wearing. Summer has blonde hair and blue eyes. There is a age progressed picture of her on her page on the TBI newsroom. Summer Wells. Because now, if she's alive, she's not going to look anything like she did, or hardly anything at all like she did the day she disappeared. So we have the age progressed photograph. But the 911 calls were not made until almost 6:30 of an evening, when the TBI says the baby disappeared in the early afternoon hours. And the first law enforcement officer arrived at 7:03 p.m. At around 11:16 on the 16th of June, Summer's disappearance was elevated from missing and endangered to an Amber Alert nationwide, which is still active. "138 agencies were involved in the search for Summer Wells. 13 days they searched. Grid search on foot. Drones, helicopters, planes, divers, water searches. They searched the neighbors all around Ben Hill. They searched their properties. They asked the people to search their own properties, they being law enforcement. They asked folks to remember that it was haying time, and so to be very careful out in the fields. They asked people to look in tiny little places that a tiny little person could be put. I think it was Detective Pruitt of the Hawkins County, Tennessee Sheriff's Department. I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Detective Pruitt that years ago, seems like a lifetime, oh my God, to look into places where a laptop would fit. And it's almost 4 years later, and she's still missing, and nobody knows a goddamn thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to use that phrase. It slipped out. I'm so sorry. I don't use the Lord's name in vain. I am so sorry. To God and to y'all. Like I said, this may not have been a very good idea. I probably should have just kept on with my housework, washing dishes, making beds, sweeping floors, vacuuming carpets, cleaning litter boxes, planning the evening meal, while my husband, who's supposed to be retired, is at his new job. And while there are missing people, children and adults, very serious matters going on all around the world, and people spending their time on YouTube just dragging the holy loving fuck out of each other. And I've been participating in it in chat rooms, I'm ashamed of myself. Let's go in. It's going to be pretty short. Y'all know I keep my lives to around an hour anyway. And I do not want to make my audience miserable. So what about it ain't a hot water heater, Miss Susan? You old hag, you old woman, you old analog age woman. What do you mean? It ain't a hot water heater. Y'all, let me get a Kleenex. Well, I got 2/3 of my dishes washed. And I got set up to clean the litter boxes for the rescue kitties. Oh, Lordy mercy. I think I'm over the crying jag. And I want to thank each and every person that stuck with me through that. Patty Barnett, baby, I'm not. It's not them, baby. It's not. Let me straighten this up a little bit. Patty, baby. On this platform, people say and do what they want within certain guidelines. It's not the other people. It's me. Like I said to you, I've been in chat rooms for the past week, on and off, where the same topic is being addressed over and over and over again. And yesterday evening, I started thinking to myself, what the fuck are you doing? I told my husband yesterday when I was getting the soup, I was making a pot of refrigerator soup. And he walked through the kitchen and all hell's breaking loose on the channel I'm listening to. He said, what in the world are you listening to? I said, my soap opera. Actually, no, I answered like my granny used to back in the 1960s. I'm listening to my story. It's what they used to call the old ladies back when I was a kid. They called the soap operas on TV. You know, the fucking young and the restless, the bold and the beautiful as the motherfucking stomach turns. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our motherfucking YouTube lives. Fuck! And realizing then, tamp it down, Susan, tap the brakes on the crazy train. And then realizing that I had just referred to what I was listening to on YouTube as a motherfucking soap opera. Boom! A light went on. Why are you putting this shit in your brain? I know that the creator they're talking about is a lying, low-life piece of shit. I don't need to hear it 24 motherfucking hours a day. And it's not the channels or the creators' fault. It's mine. They didn't make me watch them. I tapped the button. I clicked watch. I tapped like. Me. I was supporting it. Getting all wrapped up in the soap opera of it. Of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 channels just swarming on a bitch that deserves to be swarmed on. But how much longer are we going to fucking take with that? Here on my commentary channel, I am now fucking commenting. Not to mention it's getting motherfucking boring. The bitch is a bitch. She's a fucking liar and she ain't gonna change. Get it through your heads and move the fuck on. Fuck me running. And like we used to say back in the 70s, take off. Shit fire, I went from bawling my eyes out to being a pissed off old woman. Well, welcome to Lip Locked No More. The name of the channel alone ought to tell you something about this old bitch. I'm 74 fucking years old. I've seen a hell of a lot of life. I have survived a great number compared to some people of hardship, trauma, blah, 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 blah. Haven't we all? Life ain't fucking fair. Get the fuck over it. Pull up your big girl panties and move the fuck on. Fucking snowflake bitches on this fucking platform. I'm sorry. Jeez, I hope that rant is over, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm not sorry. I am not sorry. And in some cases here, I'm speaking of creators that I watch every day because I like the creator. I like their personality. I like the way they say things. I like the way they do things. I like the way they run stuff. I like the music they play. I like this and I like that. Right now, I don't like the motherfucking topic. Y'all ever heard of beating a dead horse? And I'm sorry, I know this is gross, me doing it on a live. What the hell? What if, it's real life. Welcome to my house. Which again reminds me, of course, of Summer Wells, because according to her mother, Candace Bly Wells, Summer's favorite song. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. That's a 5-year-old's favorite song, really? Y'all ain't heard the song. I personally like the song, but it ain't a song for a 5-year-old to be listening to, in my fucking opinion. I gotta throw this nasty Kleenex in the trash. It ain't a hot water heater. It is a water heater. You don't heat hot water. It's already fucking hot. It's just one of my little pet peeves in life. I like words. Generally speaking, I use them extremely well. Today is not that day. It's just a water heater. The water that goes into it is cold. The water that comes out of it is hot. I wish some of you would stop calling it a hot water heater. Well, that flopped on its face for my comedy routine today, which it was supposed to be. But obviously, I'm not in the mood for comedy. So I switched what was going to be my little comedy routine into an informative help channel video. It's just one of those things in life where I find a lot of people on YouTube don't call shit shit. They call it something else. Why don't people just call things what they are? I'm definitely getting stoned after this. How long have we been on here? Well, 32 minutes. I've been crying, yelling, cussing, and making an absolute total fool of myself for 32 minutes. Hi, Sheila D. Oh, I'm going to look here for a second and see if I've missed Chroma Reels. I know. And Chroma Reels, baby, I love your channel. And I think what I'm going to start doing is just watching the clips. Babies, the Chroma Reels is one of the best, and I think relatively new. But yeah, welcome to YouTube. Chroma Reels, among several others, in my opinion, is one of the best clip channels on YouTube. Now, here's why I say that. There are some clip channels that what you're listening to is not real. It's not what was really said within context within a particular live stream. There are some who will, as I heard someone else say last night, so I'm going to borrow their words, slice and dice. Back in my day, in the analog age, when my deceased husband and I had the audio video production house together, you know, we used actual physical magnetic tape and reel-to-reels, so on and so forth. And you had to physically, what I'm doing here is mimicking rocking the reels back and forth on a reel-to-reel. We're talking audio right now, not video, okay? And you get it right where you want it. Then you had this little block that was made of like marble. And you put that magnetic tape on there, and you had what was called splicing tape. And you cut that tape. And you cut it. And you splice it. And you make it say whatever you want to. In other words, writing your own narrative, using other people's words. And there are a number of clip channels on this platform that do exactly that in an attempt, often successful, to get in your head and sway, impact, manipulate how you see and perceive something. The Chroma Reels does not do that. So in my opinion, at least at this stage of the game, the Chroma Reels is a reliable, dependable, and responsible clip channel. I am going to transition to clip channels rather than spending 16 hours a day listening to the same shit over and over again. For my own mental health, as well as preserving my feelings toward certain creators that I really like. I'm just sick and tired of the content right now. Hey, I laughed. Giggle. Hi, Angie's Life. You missed me, baby. Angie's Life, honey, if you're just coming in, you may not want to rewatch the first part of this live stream. I lost it, baby. I went to bawling and boohooing, and then I went to dropping the F-bomb. Actually, I wasn't dropping it. I wasn't dropping it like a bomb out of a plane. I was shooting it more like bullets out of a machine gun. I was his. Yeah, I was his. I'm just trying. Anyway, damn it, stop calling your water heater a hot water heater. That's a water heater, not a hot water heater. And now, just in case any of you babies ever wondered what was behind door number 1, now you know. In 4 years, that's the first time y'all have seen behind that door. Yeah, let's lighten up, babies. Let's lighten up. Thank you for riding that crazy train with me. Choo-choo. Oh, so now that I got it out, I can move on. How about you guys? I see laughing emojis in the chat, so I think we've been able. Hi, Amber. No, Patty, I'm not having plumbing problems. Well, now, Patty, honey, I'm 74 years old. I got plumbing problems, but it ain't with my water heater. But I don't have to wear any, I don't have to wear any poise yet. I'm still able to make it to the bathroom. Unless I'm outside mowing. Y'all. Oh, I couldn't tell you that. I better not tell you that. Okay, it makes me so mad when somebody does that. I'm about to really embarrass myself. Y'all clip this. True story. Oh, my Lord, she's going to tell us something true. Hang on, let's sit down at the table. She's going to tell us something. Y'all know I mow my own yard. If you've been around here for any length of time at all, you know that I mow my own yard and that I use a push mower. It's self-propelled, but still. And I got a big old yard. Well, when I mow, hang on a second, I wear shit fired save matches. I wear cutoffs, and usually a little sleeveless shirt, to get me some sunshine on me, because sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Y'all, one day last summer, now don't tell anybody this, it's secret. It's just between me and y'all. I was out there mowing, and I got it in my head that I was going to mow till the mower ran out of gas. And once I get something in my head, I'm kind of like a snapping turtle. Once I get a hold of something, I don't let go till it thunders. And I made several, I was doing good. And all of a sudden, I got the urge. And I was like, oh my Lord, I'm not going to make it from clear out yonder in the old blueberry field to the house. I'm not going to make it. I let go of the thing that lets the mower shut off on its own, safety thing, where if you let go of the mower, it shuts itself off. And as you can see, I'm highly technical as well as everything else. And I started, and I couldn't run to the house because I had to pee too badly. Let's use our adverbs. And I was like, I'm not going to make it. Y'all, don't tell anybody. I ran to the water hose. Because I knew I was going to pee in my pants, because I'd held it just too long with my stubborn determination to mow until it ran out of gas. It had more gas in it than I knew it did. Anywho, I ran to the water hose, and I stuck that water hose down the front of my cutoffs. I turned it on full blast. I had water running down the inside of my legs, and I just peed. I did. I stood right there. Right out there where the faucet comes out the side of the house. Yes, we actually have indoor plumbing here in Arkansas. And I have two outdoor faucets, and they both have hoses hooked up to them. And this one even had one of them little things, a nuzzle nozzle thing on the end of it. And I turned it to where it was just a gentle flow. And I just shoved it down the front of my cutoffs, and I stood there, and I peed on the hydrangeas with the water hose down my britches. I know. So if you're ever out mowing your old blueberry field and you have this strong determination, and you're just a stubborn old woman or old man or a young person, and you decide, I'm going to mow this fucking yard until this thing runs out of gas, and you feel like you're going to piss all over yourself, I hope you have a water hose outside. Now, to finish up with that. No, I did not go back over and pull the thing on the mower and then proceed to keep mowing till it ran out of gas in pissy pants. I keep an outdoor towel, for like wiping your hands when you're a flower gardener like I am, and your hands get dirty and you need to rinse your hands off. Yes, I said wrench, wash and wrench, not wash and rinse. It's wash and wrench. So when I wrench my hands off, I've got a towel that I dry them with. So I patted myself dry from the waist down. I stepped inside the front door where there's linoleum. Okay, it's not linoleum. They don't even make linoleum anymore. Y'all don't even know what the fuck linoleum is. You've never even heard of it. Floor covering. Vinyl floor covering. And I delicately removed my cutoffs, my undergarment, And then I quickly just stepped into the tub and turned the shower on, and I washed myself from the waist down with soap and water. I put on dry panties, dry cutoffs, dry socks, and shoes, and then I went back out and mowed until it ran out of gas. And so did I. We were both out of gas, so yeah, it sputtered and I sputtered. Now, as I told you before I began that true story, and it is true, don't y'all be running around telling people that. We are a braless kitchen cult here. I am your cult leader. If you've forgotten that, let me gently remind you. This is a cult. And I am your lawless leader. When we step into the kitchen, we take off our bras, 'cause we like to cook with loose tatas, and we'll yell, baby, we stir it up, and it don't matter if you're double A or double D cup, 'cause I'm your braless kitchen cult leader, where you never know what you'll get. 'Cause I'm a nut, and I'm weird, and I'm old, so don't be scared. Just take off that bra. It'll be okay. I'm like Mac Davis. I can make up songs and tunes right off the top of my head, especially when I'm trying to elevate my mood. Chroma reels, baby, I never delete. Okay, I don't like the word never. Chroma reels, the kids that have been watching me since I've been on here, they know I have this policy that, and I encourage them. The words never, always, forever, everybody, everyone, everything, all of y'all should be removed from vocabulary because they so rarely actually apply. If you say, my husband never carries out the trash, if he's carried it out one time, you're a fucking liar, because if he's carried it out one time in 50 years, then he has carried out the trash. So you cannot say never. So let me take the word never back. For the first year and a half, I was on YouTube. I was so wet behind the ears, so ignorant, snot-nosed, tin horn, green, or whatever you call it. All them things. How about if we just settle on inexperienced? And I came out of a totally different sector, recovering from religion. And once I was recovered from the cult I had been in, I progressed. I grew, and I wanted to look at other things, and one thing led to another, and my grandkids and different ones in my real life said, well, why don't you just start your own YouTube channel? Of course, at the time, I didn't realize how vicious you motherfuckers are. I made a lot of mistakes, said a lot of things wrong, did a lot of things wrong, approached things from the wrong angle. I After about a year and a half, I was like, I don't like what I'm doing. This is negative, and I am not a negative person. I'm just not. There's got to actually be something fucking wrong for me to, be in the mood I was in a while ago, thinking about summer wells. I mean, for me to be, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's not some non-tangible thing just floating around out there. So I did a self-assessment. And then I made an announcement, Chroma Reels, on a live stream. This channel is taking a different direction. So you assholes out there, not you Chroma Reels, I'm talking in the past, and I did it 3 times in a 1-year period, letting them know. If there is anything on this channel, Lip Lock No More, that you want to download, record, clip, use to rip me a new asshole, and all you nasty motherfuckers I used to associate with on this platform that I no longer associate with, I won't name them off. Most people who know me know the list of people I'm talking about. I was going down the wrong road, associating with the wrong creators, and I was taking on how they look at things and think about things. And I was like, fuck this shit. I'm a Sigma female. My mind is influenced by me. So Chroma Reels, I started telling people like, just to name a few, Tiffany Marie, Benny Keys, Jody Sue Brown, mostly in the Summer Wells community. If you low-life cocksuckers want to clip anything or do any of that, you better fucking get it, because in the next 6 months, everything I have done up to this point is going to be gone. I'm deleting it. I'm cleaning up my channel. I gave them another, I don't know now how much time, but over the span of a full year, I 3 times said, if you want it, you better get it now, because it's going to be gone. And that's exactly what I fucking did. I took everything off of this channel that made me feel badly about me. And we being Carrie Bishop, my managing moderator, who has been with me since pretty much day one. And Carrie stayed with me. We got rid of some mods, not because I don't like them as people. It's just that they weren't the mods I wanted. And there for a little while, I had a rogue mod that was doing some shit, and it pissed me off, so I bumped their fucking ass. Then, through a slow process of observation of how people conduct themselves in other live chats, Carrie and I began choosing mods that we could add, that we felt we could trust, that, and don't get me wrong, I don't want moderators, viewers, subscribers, or members that agree with me all the time. You have your own mind. And if you disagree with what I say here, you're not going to get blocked or timed out for saying so in chat. You might say something that is different from how I see something, that could open my eyes. So don't think that when you come here, if there's anybody out there that does, all are welcomed. Unless you're a fucking asshole. And that's pretty much it. So now we have, I found my lane. And what is that lane? I'm a commentary, critique, criticism, review, and whatever the fuck I want to talk about channel. And guess what happened? We started to grow. Our subscriptions started going up. We started gaining a couple of more members, several actually, on both channels. Good came out of a self-assessment and a change in finding my lane and realizing that those who like me, like what I have to say, like my personality, my character, my quirkiness, they're still here. Those that can't deal with truth, honesty, authenticity, originality, creativity, and facts are either gone or they're hiding in the bushes. I don't blame you. I would hide from me too. So, yes, Sage, change can be hard. It can be. There for a little while, Sage, I was like, look, if I'm not coming on here doing what I was doing when I first started, nobody's going to watch me. I was wrong. I was wrong. And y'all, I'm a mess. I'm a mess, and I don't care. I need to wash my hair, but I've got some outdoor chores that I need to complete. Flower gardening. It's not chores. It's actually fun. Play. So how long we been? Oh my goodness, darlings. Okay, it's an hour. And we all need to get on with our days. I literally have 8 litter boxes to clean. And what I said earlier on, I haven't done. I've still, look at here. Look at this shit. Look at that. I still got dishes needing washed. Now, some of you may go, well, hellfire, you got a damn dishwasher. How come you washing dishes? Because there's some things I wash by hand. Anywho, let's find us a little piece to read here. If you haven't been around, yes, I adjust the camera a shitload because I'll notice what you're seeing and I'm like, well, that looks tacky as hell. Can't I give them something a little bit better to look at? And then I realize you're looking at me and I'm like, well, fuck the background. I'm just bullshitting now. Now, if you're new, this book is called Getting the Most Out of Life, and it was published by the Reader's Digest as an anthology in 1946, 4 years before I was born. But wisdom is infinite. And so what we do, babies, is I do a cold reading. And by that, I mean I'm going to flip through pages and we're going to find something that I have absolutely no idea what it's going to say. There may be big words that I can't pronounce. We'll find out when we get there. And what I'm doing in my head when I'm reading this is I'm transposing this old wisdom into the digital age and my experience on YouTube. So you don't have to, but I would kindly encourage you, if you want to play along, so to speak, let's see. All right, we're going to read the last 3 paragraphs, meaning we have no idea what came before, from an autobiographical story. So it's not a story, it's a real life experience, titled To Bore or Not to Bore. B-O-R-E, not B-O-A-R, not a male hog. To Bore or Not to Bore. Condensed from the Atlantic Monthly, written by Ralph W. Bergengren. I apologize to anyone that may have that last name and I've just butchered it. I don't like you looking at my dang vent in the ceiling. Maybe if I squat down a little bit. So let's see what this says. To bore or not to bore? The first virtue that we who do not wish to be bores must practice is absent-mindedness. What? Abstemiousness. Oh, we got to go find out what this word's, okay. I'm sorry, we got to go find out what this word means. I don't know. And y'all, my office is an absolute mess. The daybed hadn't been made for over 24 hours. Hang on. I don't know if we're going to start pixeling here or not. I don't know, but I don't want to listen to this either. So let's go over here. Stop it. Stop. Sorry for yelling. I yell at my desktop all the time. I don't know. Hang on. What this means. Well, shit, fire and save the matches. Lordy mercy. Where is my book? Where is the... Y'all, you ought to be my husband. He never knows from one minute to the other. Open a new tab. Thank you. I'm going to have to type it in because I can't even pronounce it. Usually I just speak to Google and tell it to tell me something. Well, I can't even pronounce the word so. Hang on. ABSTEMIOUSNESS. What the fuck does that mean? Whatever this word is that I can't pronounce, whatever it is, here's what it means. Crummer reels, you smart ass. High flies. Abstemiousness. Oh, fuck it. Is the practice of restraint and moderation in eating and don't eat or drink too much. shit fire. Why couldn't they have just said that? Are they talking about abstaining from stuff? Okay, since I can't pronounce the word, we'll just use the definition then. Okay. Gluttony. Okay. The first virtue that we who do not wish to be bores must practice is gluttony of self. I know it is hard, but I do not mean total abstinence. A man who tried to converse without his eyes, not his eyes, saying I, me, my. Let's talk about me, let's talk about my, let's talk about number one on my, me, mine. Okay? A man who tried to converse without his eyes would make but a blind stagger at it. He would become a bore negative of the most negative description. But one can at least curb the pronoun and confine the personally conducted tour into and about myself within reasonable limits. Let him say, I will not talk about myself for more than 30 minutes. Then reduce it to 25, then to 20, and so on. So the irreducible minimum, and so on to the irreducible minimum, and he will be surprised to feel how his popularity increases with leaps and bounds at each reduction, provided he finds anything else to talk about. Now, if you can't transpose this onto YouTube, we need to sit down and have just me and you talk. Your complete bore, however, is incapable of this treatment, for he does not know that he is a bore. There is, however, one infallible rule for not being a bore, or at any rate for not being much of one. And that is never to make a call or to talk to a person for more than 15 minutes. But to apply this rule successfully, one must become adept at the fine art of going away. Remember, two persons who do not part with kisses should part with haste. The end. So at the risk of becoming a total bore, I'm going to sing you out of here. We're going to say goodbye. And if I've missed you in the chat, I want you to know that I did not mean to. It was because I was being a bore and all wrapped up in talking about me and mine for more than 15 minutes. And I will try to catch you on the flip-flop. Wait a minute, have I got memberships to give away? I know, it's like, are you getting off of here or not? Well, shit. If it ain't one thing, it's another. We may be pixeling all to hell. I don't know. Let me get off of this. Now that we know that that word that I will never be able to pronounce means gluttony of self and other stuff. Let me get over here to us. See, I told you the daybed wasn't made. My heating pad's still on, I think. Make sure I got the audio turned off because we don't want any feedback or business. Okay. before we say goodbye and I sing you out, let me see if we got some memberships to give away. Chroma Reels, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Okay. Oh my goodness. Chroma Reels, you received your own gift. Tammy Zink, Real Paranormal, Grammy B, Seeker, and Kiki Eyes. Okay. Let me see what I can do here. I'm pretty sure we got some. We do. Gift membership free of charge. And hey, guys, you're going to have some creators out there that when they do this, they're going to tell you that they're buying you memberships. Fuck that shit. No, they're not. YouTube itself gives creators every month 10 free memberships to give away to their subscribers. Don't fall for that crap. They're not buying them for you. They're not spending a fucking penny. They're clicking a little button like I'm fixing to do. And we're going to send 5 now and see who gets them. Now, I'm sure y'all will know, but just in case there's one, okay? Just in case. When you receive a gifted membership to a YouTube channel, you are under no obligation whatsoever. It's going to last for 1 month and it's going to automatically drop off. You're going to get an email that tells you that I gifted you a membership. And when it's about to expire, you're going to get an email that tells you that gifted membership is about to expire. After that, you're done, unless you want to come in and buy a membership, which if you want to, hellfire, go for it. Now, who got them? Bama Cat, Lady K Talks, Happy Feet. Happy Feet got one. Y'all, my regular viewers probably have no idea who Happy Feet is. He is a delightful man from Glasgow. I probably mispronounced that. Scotland. I love his accent. Okay. And Lean on Me and Susan Bezio. Lady K Talks. Okay. And y'all know that I really like Lady K Talks. We're kind of similar in a way. Like, she's super real and she's funny and she's talented and she has a perspective on things that to me is refreshing. So I recommend her. Now, let's see. Let's give away the other 5. It's like spinning a roulette wheel, although I'm not a gambler. Hi, Puppy Red Mustang. Sandy Gant. Cali Cat 9601. Cupcake. Shay Safe Place, one of our moderators and another creator here on YouTube. Shay and I have been friends for a mighty long time here. And Cat's Hodgepodgery. So cool. That's super cool. All right. We got that out of the way. Now I can sing you out. Also, if you're new, I don't know why, but my live chat does not upload for about 24 hours. And I don't know how to fix it or if it even is anything I fix. I think I'm shadow banned. I don't know how you know if you're shadow banned, but I think maybe I'm shadow banned on YouTube because I'm always pissing off the low-life cunt, Jody Sue Brown. So I get reported by her people, you know, the 2 of them. All right, regular viewers. You've heard this one before, but there may be somebody new that hasn't. So this is what we're going to do. And why am I singing you out? Because I can and I want to, and it's my fucking channel. You don't have to listen. So I'm imagining the band. Well, I'm the same old girl that I used to be. I haven't changed at all. I got the same old walk, the same old talk that'll drive you up the wall. The same old face, the same old smile, same old baby blues. And I'm still in the rumba, baby, and I'm still the girl for you, my. I'm still doing the rumba, baby. I can't seem to quit. If my mama catches us doing the rumba, my mama will just pitch a fit. But I can't help myself. It's much bigger than me. If I were you, I would hang on to a rumba girl like me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, you don't have to go home, but you need to get the fuck out of my kitchen because I've got housework to do and dinner to plan for my old man. Oh, my hubby. Remember, as you go out onto the streets of YouTube and in your real life, you do have a superpower. It's called kindness. Just don't let the snakes in the grass take advantage of it. Stay real. Now get out. I love you. Bye. Hey, 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 I'm still doing the rumba, baby. I can't seem to quit. If my mama catches us doing the rumba, my mama will just pitch a bitch. But I can't help myself. It's much bigger than me. If I were you, I'd hang on to a rumba girl like me.